Hello everyone, my name is Coach Jacinto. I'm a new strength and conditioning coach here at Franklin High School. I wanted to put together a quick little video just to let you know that next year we will be offering a new strength and conditioning course. Just to give you a little information about what the course will look like and maybe some of the benefits that your student athlete could get from this class. So just a quick little review, why high school athletes need to strength train to improve movement patterns, sport-specific patterns, improve efficiency with good form, maximize neural recruitment of the entire muscle group, increase power output. And then as we know that young athletes are specifying more and more in their sport, so this class can actually help provide some variety, some coordination, help with bone density and decrease the risk of injury. Obviously, we can't eliminate the risk of injury, but strength training can definitely decrease the risk of soft tissue injury. It helps for our endurance athletes, it helps improve endurance efficiency, helps with banishing some of those aches and pains, and as I mentioned before, it helps with improved bone density. So for our female endurance athletes, this is great for our female endurance athletes, for our non-weight bearing athletes like our cyclists and our swimmers. It's definitely important that they're strength training this way because they are at a higher risk of osteopenia and osteoporosis. So weight training helps with that. This is why I think this class is very important. With more and more opportunities of people in private sectors of being able to make money off of high school students, there's a lot of high school athletes that are being squeezed out of sports because it's becoming about the money. My hope is to offer a great strength and conditioning program at Franklin High School to help level the playing field. Hopefully this class can help eliminate some of that extra cost, and hopefully we can actually provide an equitable access to strength and conditioning for all of our students. There is a prerequisite for ninth graders. You must be get approval from a varsity coach or another physical education teacher. All other levels, there is no prerequisite. Make sure that you enroll in this class next year. Some of the things that will help with this class is we'll help fill all the different athletic buckets for the student athletes. We're not just focusing on one thing. A lot of student athletes, as we talked before, they're specifying early and earlier, so they're just really filling one bucket. This way, we're able to fill all the buckets for our student athletes and make them a more robust athlete. Here are some strength training methods that we'll utilize. So we'll utilize max effort method, maximal effort method, dynamic effort method, and repeated effort method. So all of these different methods will be utilized in our class. Here are kind of the rep schemes that go along with those methods. Say, for example, a max effort would be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and a submax would be like a 5 by 5. Dynamic effort, anywhere from 5 to 3. So let's say for three sets of 3, we're really focusing on dynamic movement. And repeated effort is more of our bodybuilding method to help with muscle growth. Another thing that I do when creating our programs, I really make sure that I really figure out what volume we should be utilizing for our student athletes. Most of our athletes are going to be novice lifters even through the 4 years. So we'll kind of keep it around that novice range with our core lifts. And here are some of our core lifts. So here are the 4 basic movement patterns that we use: the squat, push, hip hinge, and pull. And I utilize the tier system in our program. So here are the different tiers that are associated with the different movement patterns. So for example, tier 1 for our squat pattern will be our back squats. For our push, bench press, hip hinge, deadlifts. Tier pulls will be pull-ups, okay, and so on and so forth. These are kind of the big core lifts that we'll use throughout the program. These are kind of like the non-negotiables. We don't use them all at once. So for example, deadlifts, I don't use deadlifts a lot, but I do utilize them to help wake up those glutes when needed, okay? But these are kind of our non-negotiables. These are our core lifts. Then you can see how I split them up into our 3-day workout plan. So for the way the tier system works is there's 3 tiers and there are 3 days. So for example, on day 1, the LUT, so lower body is your tier 1, upper body is your tier 2, and total body is your tier 3. And this is kind of how it breaks down for the other days. We just kind of switch the different emphasis. So for example, our priority lift for day 2 will be our upper body lift, and then our tier 2 would be total body, and then our tier 3 will be our lower body. And then day 3, we rotate again to where we go total body, lower body, upper body. And that's kind of how I utilize the tier system. I believe this works great for student athletes just because they're full body workouts, and we kind of hit a lot during the week, and we can create some consistency for our student athletes. Here are some different accessories that I utilize in our program, and these are great because we can actually really be specific on some of the athletes. Let's say, for example, for our overhead athletes, we'll add some weighted Ys and just different things like that. But these are some accessories that logistically make sense for us in the weight room. And I think all of our athletes will actually benefit from a lot of these accessories. But there's always somebody that we can always change some of the accessories for, depending if we need to add a corrective for certain athletes. These are things that we can utilize for. This is a great thing about the tier system and accessories we can kind of modify for all of our athletes. And so here is how we kind of put it together. You can kind of see how our day 1 and how we utilize some of our accessories, how we attach them to our big core lifts. So for example, day 1, we have A1 and A2, and then we kind of create a little bit of a circuit. So this way all of our athletes are actually doing something, right? And so for example, in day 1, tier 2, we have B1, which is our overhead press, B2, which are pull-ups, and then B3, which is the bicep. So those 3 things logistically make sense for us because they're kind of grouped together. We can kind of keep our groups in a close area. And we kind of do that, and you can kind of take a look at that. If you have any questions, I'm going to go through this fairly quickly because I don't want to take a lot of your time, but I wanted you to kind of see how I put it together. And you are more than welcome to ask any questions. You can email me or give me a call anytime. Okay, so that's kind of how we put those together. And I kind of want to show you some of our monthly programs. We've got eccentric, we'll do eccentric work, isometric work, and then we'll do strength, strength. We even have a preseason and an in-season. So I'll give you kind of a quick little look at what a program would look like. Once it pops up here, these are workout cards that will be provided for all of our student athletes. They will be on their racks so they can kind of see. They will know exactly what they should be lifting each day. So they are broken up into weekly. So day 1, for example, over on the left-hand side, you can see that there will be February 26th is their first week for day 1, and then week 2, week 3, and week 4. So their entire month has already been programmed for their lifts. Okay, so they can look at the amount of reps that they need to do, and then they can look at the percentages of their 1RM of how much weight they should be lifting. Okay, so then we'll go into our periodization. Well, you can kind of give you a quick little idea to where you can see that, for example, this one here, this is for fall athletes. It has their whole workout already planned. It has all their days off planned. It has, it basically has 4-week blocks for most of them, and where we're going to implement. It has, and you can see over to the right here, we've got our preseason workouts, and we have our in-season workouts, And then once we even got our workouts set all the way to state championship game. Okay, so everything has been planned and put together. This will be every sport will have this. So every athlete, does not matter what sport you play, all of these workout sheets will be provided for each athlete. Also, we'll provide speed development program, plyometric training. And preseason and in-season, we'll do a complex training. I won't go too much into it, but it's a complex training. What it is it involves a heavy lift. And what we do with the same, we pair it with movement the same. So for example, we'll do like a back squat, and then we'll pair it with like box jumps or just rocking seated jumps. And so what this does is kind of like supercharges the nervous system. So it actually helps you jump higher. Some research has actually, some research shows that this protocol actually can trigger faster gains in sprint speed, jump height, and total body power. So this complex training we will utilize in season and preseason. And speaking of in season, we do lift in season, but here is the protocol. So on game day, there's no more, hey coach, I have a game today, I can't work out. Nope, here's your protocol. You still can work out during game day. And actually, research shows that it's actually better for you to work out during game day. Some of the best programs work out during game day, but here's the protocol. So basically, say for example, on game day, you're gonna skip the last set of every exercise and you'll cut all your reps in half. So basically, we're cutting volume way down, even our higher intensities we're cutting down, but this way we're really priming that nervous system, which is going to be much better for our student athletes instead of just sitting around for another, especially because they've been sitting all day. So let's get them moving, doing something, and let's get them primed, ready for the game. Nutrition, they'll be provided nutrition, information about nutrition for athletes. So just kind of wanted to give you a quick little rundown. I know it was quick and fast, but I don't want to keep a lot of your time, but you know where to find me. If you have any questions, please contact me. You can email me at jjacinto@pps.net, or you can always give me a call, shoot me a text, 541-815-6804, or come find me in the weight room. I'm always there. Most of the time I'm there. I'm not there all the time. I share the room with Coach James. But if you have any question about this class, you can ask myself or Coach James. So hopefully we see all of your student athletes sign up. I know time's coming up for forecasting, so just kind of wanted to put this information out there for you guys. All right, have a wonderful day and say hi to me next time you see me.